Woobius. We're very, very happy to be here, and great show to follow. I'm very excited. Little Woobius standing here today. We're also very young, and I've got to show you today Woobius Eye, something that we've been working on, which we're very, very excited about. So, first let me introduce who I am. My name is Bob Leung, I'm CEO, and I'm also an architect by trade, and that's not a computer architect, but the boring old trade architect, and that'll become relevant later. I've also had with me Daniel, our CTO, and also James, who's also a fellow architect. Just a quick little summary of what Woobius is first, before we talk about Woobius Eye. We are about collaboration. We are building collaboration. We started off for construction industry. It's kind of like base camp for construction. And it's about having all the site photos, drawings, and documents, and putting them all in one place and sharing out for the construction industry. Why is that important? That's important because the construction industry has a very specific collaboration need. So I have here the design professionals. There are many of those. To work on a particular building project, you will have an architect, engineers, civil engineers, structural engineers, and then you have quantity surveyors, a whole list of them. And these guys tend to work in the office. And then the main contractor will take the building, or rather take the drawings, and to build that, these guys are either in the office or the site, and then they will manage a whole host of trade contractors, that could be your plumbers, electricians, and so on and so forth. And these guys are based on site, and they build buildings. So that's a lot of people. And it's a very large market, £100 billion a year in the UK alone. But yet it's very, very fragmented, as you can see, because a number of companies need to come together to build one building, and these companies then all separate, and other sets of companies come together and then build another building. So there's never a standard, and not very often the information flows becomes a collaboration headache. And because of that, we launched Woobius as architects first for our own industry. And it was very, very successful. We never marketed, it was just used in one place, and because of the collaboration nature, in order to collaborate you have to spread, so it was almost sort of a default viral spread. And the reason it's successful is because it helps people make successful projects through effective communication. People always have the right version of the drawings at the right time. If you don't have that, you have ineffective communications, that leads to costs, and real delays, and ultimately legal claims. So from a commercial point of view, Woobius is very important. And it helps the office-to-office communication. But there's a weak link. We recognize there's a weak link, which is the office-to-site communication. Because in the construction industry, you always design a building in the office, but it's always built on site, somewhere else. This could be 10 miles away, this could be 100 miles away. It could be in a different country. So we see Woobius Eye as the next natural step, and we'll take you through that first as an architect's point of view, and then how it can be used more generally. So what it is a live collaboration on the movie. It's all about collaboration. Let me give you an example. Currently, you see at the top there, if you were on site, you had a question. So I'm the architect, I have a question, not quite sure how this works. I need to take up my camera, take a photograph, and then I've got to leave the construction site. And then I've got to go back to the office. I've got to print out, for example, the problem in question, mark it up, and then I've got to scan it back and email it, call the engineer, and then the collaboration starts. But then if I was on site with Woobius Eye, I have a question, I take out my phone, I take a picture, I start the collaboration. That's what we're trying to do. Let me run you through how that works. Let's say I'm the architect. I start the Woobius Eye application. I can either open a drawing or take a photograph. Let's take a photograph here. This here is a real detail of a waterproofing detail for a landscape architect. I don't know whether that's quite right, so I bubbled that up, add some text. I can just simply do the sort of almost the boring thing, which is to email it. Of course, if you have Woobius running as well, then you can load up the project, open the drawing you want, zoom in, mark up, and then you can pull up the contact list you have for that particular project on Woobius and share that. But that's almost the boring bit. They are very necessary, but we're very excited by this next thing, which is live collaboration. And we've made a video, and we just want to show you that now. Hi, my name is Bob. I want to show you how Woobius Eye works in a real-life situation. I'm an architect, and we want to do a project here where the office, you can see on the right-hand side, is the offices, and in the middle here we want to have a nice terrace. But obviously there are some units there that we need to move. So I want to now use Woobius Eye, so I'm going to start the application you can see here. Get that going, and take a photo of that and send that back to James in the office. So take a photo. Okay. Use that. Alright, so you can see the photo there. So we're going to use that and upload that and get that back to the office. So in the meantime, we're going to send you back to the office to see how I will then stand here and collaborate with James back in the office.
Okay, I've just received the link from you, Bob, and I've just got on my screen using the Woobius Eye desktop, the terrace we were talking about.
Okay, well, that makes sense. There's obviously a lot of kids over there. Can we move some of this?
I had a chat with the service engineers earlier, and I know that the 3 units over here, they can all be moved into this corner, and also this one as well, Bob, so that should really help with your terrace idea.
Okay, well, that's great.
What they were saying is that the rainwater pipe in the corner's got to remain. Can you see that one? But the ones you've just bubbled, they can go because we're moving the loos to the rear of the building.
Okay, so great. So these can go, and these ones here will have to stay, basically.
Yes, that's correct. Okay.
Thanks very much, James. I'm going back down to the office now.
Okay, so here's another setup we want to show you. This is a drawing that we've got showing a toilet, and I've taken a photo of it onto my phone. Of course, you can upload that onto Woobius as well. Now, what we've got here is a series of iPhones, which we've seen already, and then an array of laptops here, PCs, Macs. Some of these are on wireless, some of these are on dongle, some of these are tethering. I just want to show you that, like we have seen before, if I were to draw something on here at the moment, you can see it appearing in all the screens simultaneously, and also on all the phones over here. And of course, if I just come over here, and if I were to draw something on this here, and saying that needs to move over, and you can see it all on the screen again on my phone over here as well. So this is kind of what Woobius Eye can do, just to give you a flavour. And it can support all kinds of machines and there are numerous people collaborating across countries. I hope you enjoyed what we've shown you, and I look forward to you all signing up for the beta testing. Thank you. Thank you. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Well, we're very, very excited. And we made this